Hi Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampInc.net, and today we're going to make a really pretty sparkly Christmas card. And this one uses the Dazzling Diamonds, and this one uses the Iridescent Ice embossing powder. We're going to make the Dazzling Diamonds one, but I'm going to show you, when we get to this one, I'm going to show you what we did for the Iridescent Ice, because you're going to skip a step. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so we're going to use the Night of Navy, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of silver foil sheets. So now this one uses the Smoky Slate cardstock, and then also for the inside. And then this one uses the foil sheets on the inside and outside, near the front. Okay, so these both are cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to need 2 pieces of Whisper White, which is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and stamp on our Night of Navy piece, because we're going to be using the craft ink and it's going to take a little bit to dry. So we're going to stamp that first. These are the 2 stamp sets we're using. This is Wonderland. We're going to use the Snowflakes, All is Calm, All is Bright, and then the trees. And then this is a greeting stamp set, which is great. Stampin' Up! Was thinking about all of us that we want to stamp the inside of our cards. So this one is just focused on greetings for your Christmas cards. So we're going to use this one right here. Wishing you a season of gladness, a season of cheer, and to top it all off, a wonderful year. May all these be yours at Christmas. So we're going to use both of those. Okay, so we're going to use the Whisper White craft ink with the little cute snowflake. And we're just going to stamp a border all the way around the Night of Navy base. Okay, so we're going to set that aside to dry. And now we're going to go ahead and take our Whisper White piece. I'm actually going to take both pieces. Okay, so first I went ahead and punched out a piece of cardstock with the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And I think this was just Daffodil Delight. Doesn't really matter, we're just using it as a mask. And on the back side, you can probably see the shininess. That's just the glue pin, the 2A glue pin. So I covered that with the glue. And then I just let that set to dry. So it's going to be just tacky to hold it in place when we mask. Okay, so we're going to use the Night of Navy Classic ink. And then we're going to use the trees. So let's go ahead and stamp the inside first. Get that out of the way. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp just a little bit of the tree in the corner here. Okay, so that's going to be the inside. We're going to set that aside. Now to the front. We're going to stamp 2 sets of trees across the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to take our little moon here, the 1 3/4 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to place it right here into the tree line. Press that down, and we're going to sponge. So first we're going to sponge just like pouncing on the cardstock. So it's a light shade around the moon, because we're going to darken the outside, so we want to kind of have it where the moon is shining, so it's not going to be as dark in the inside of the trees. So we're just going to pounce around the mask. And then we're just going to start sponging. Remember, sponging with the heavy hand, and you're going to start off the cardstock and move in. Okay, so once that's done, the outer edge, you can go back in and just add a little bit more ink around your mask. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, so now we're going to take our Versamark ink pad, and we're just going to literally take the ink pad and stamp it right onto the cardstock. So this is called the direct to paper technique. So we're just going to take the Versamark ink pad and we're going to apply it all over this piece of Whisper White. You want to get really good coverage everywhere, and you can't see it because it's clear, so that's why I keep going over it. I just want to make sure it's got enough on there. Okay, so then this would be the time I'm going to remove the mask because I don't want to add the glitter to the moon. Unless you want to, you would just take this off and then do your Versamark. Okay, so now this would be the step. If you didn't want to do the heat and stick with the Dazzling Diamonds that we're going to do next, this would be the time when you would just add your iridescent ice embossing powder. So you just take your embossing powder, sprinkle it over the Versamark, and then heat set that. And this is the card that we used for the iridescent ice. And it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so for this one, we're going to add the heat and stick. Heat and stick is like a glue. It's in a powdered form. And you're just going to sprinkle the powder. Let me get another sheet of paper. Okay, so you're just going to take your heat and stick powder and you're going to sprinkle it all over the Versamark, just like you would the embossing powder. And then once you heat set this with the heat tool, you can't use a hairdryer when you're embossing. It doesn't get hot enough. Then you're going to see it change to a gloss. And that's when you're going to want to stop, because if you overheat this, it will not be sticky anymore. So make sure you're paying attention to the glossiness of your heat and stick. So now I'm going to grab my heat tool and we're going to heat set this. So now you can see the glossiness to the heat and stick. So now we're going to grab the Dazzling Diamonds glitter, and since it's glossy, it's going to be like glue. So this Dazzling Diamonds is going to stick to that heat and stick. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Make sure you tap it off. Now we're going to heat set the glitter again, just to make sure that the heat and stick grabs the glitter. So you're going to run your heat tool over that again, just to heat set it. Holy moly, that's really, really hot. I should have used my tweezers, and I even grabbed them and I didn't even use them. Okay, so now we're going to layer this to the foil sheet. So pretty. Okay, so press that down. See, it's not sticky anymore once the glitter's on there. All right, so now we're going to grab a window sheet. Okay, so here's our window sheet. We're going to stamp All Is Calm, All Is Bright. And again, we're going to emboss. So we're going to use our Versamark, and we're going to stamp the greeting on the window sheet. Oh, we want to definitely use the embossing buddy for this, because the window sheet will grab all that embossing powder, and it still will, even with the embossing buddy, but it won't be as bad. Okay, so we're just going to stamp this. And this piece is actually cut wider than the card because I'm just going to cut it down to fit once I emboss it. So now we're going to take the silver embossing powder. You're not going to be able to see this until I sprinkle it on there. Okay. See how it grabs that? But if you just click it a few times, let me get some scrap here. See, then it goes off. And then you can just dump it back into your container. Okay, so now we're going to heat set this. Grab our heat tool. Now the window sheet, it doesn't take very much to heat set this, so it's just seriously a couple passes. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Then I'm just going to go ahead and hand cut this out. Okay. All right, now this is going to go across the moon part right there. And we're going to attach this with the little mini brads. And I'm going to use the 1/16 handheld punch. So it's just a matter of positioning it where you want your window sheet. Right about there. And then just punch a hole and add your brad. So then I'll take the scissors and I would just trim that window sheet down. Okay, then we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. Put this on front of the card. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside. Let me grab that piece. Okay, so we're going to use the stamps again from the Versatile Christmas. And I went ahead and put both of the greetings on one block so I can stamp them at the same time. I'm going to grab the Night of Navy again. Okay. Right about there. Cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on the silver foil sheet. And then put this on the inside. Cute. So pretty. Okay, so there's the one with the dazzling diamonds and the heat and stick. And then here's the other one, just like that one. And then this one uses the iridescent ice with the Versamark. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.